qualify for as much as 25 grand that could be put towards a home purchase. And Joe Biden is also tanking on junk fees and rising food prices. But so far, everybody, although more Americans own homes than rent, experts say the number of gap between the two categories is shrinking. This is as housing costs continue to climb, pricing out prospective homeowners. And more economically disadvantaged renters may get the chance to own a home in the future if a down payment assistance bill is developed during Joe Biden's campaign for president. The Down Payment and Toward Equity Act is the first-time buyer home grant, promises to administer $100 billion in direct assistance to families first time. It's going to provide qualifying assistance to certain first-time, first-generation homeowners in purchasing their first homes. Up to 25 grand in funding is given at closing rather than offered as a tax relief credit and can be used to assist people who are eligible for home buyers with mortgage down payments. A first-time home buyer is also defined as someone who hasn't really owned a home in the prior 3 years, while first-generation buyers, somebody eligible for the grant program, if their parents or guardians have never bought a house in the United States. Under this plan, to qualify for the 25 grand, homeowners have to have a certain household income less than 120% of the area median income. In the case of a home buyer acquiring an eligible home that is actually in a high-cost area, buyers can qualify if they earn up to 180% of the median income in the area. To remain qualified for the assistance program, the home buyer has to live in the house, purchase for 5 years, or risk paying back a portion of the grant. Home buyers have to actually compete and complete a government-approved homeownership education course, and grant money cannot be used for a second home. Originally, it was introduced in July 2021, but now Joe Biden's taking it up for his 2024 run. And the Biden administration has proposed new guidelines for corporate mergers, took steps to disclose the junk fees changed by landlords, and launched a crackdown on price gouging in the food industry. The announcements were discussed as part of Joe Biden's meeting with the White House Competition Council. A group of officials even established under a 2021 executive order said this is possible. The council has focused on creating more transparency for consumers and finding approaches to efforts that will work and help out the American people. The Department of Justice and FTC are proposing revising the guidelines on how they evaluate the mergers. The goal is to provide more clarity on these programs and to give justice to the American people. Social Security recipients, everybody, could now face an increase in waiting times to receive the monthly benefits. Congress is now expected to decrease the funding for several programs, including Social Security. Retirement eligibility is also possible, too.
Micron are being kept literally within the
checks are calculated. This could lead to big checks for some seniors and retirees. Now, debate over Social Security reform has largely been framed as a partisan one, with Democrats more inclined to maintain the status quo and Republicans to push for fiscal changes in the program. But like many things in D.C., the take is not entirely accurate. Over the past months, lawmakers in the state who normally side with Democrats have indicated a willingness to take a look at areas where Social Security can be adjusted, just to put in more financial footing. And one of the lawmakers is Senator Angus King, an independent from Maine, who caucuses with Democrats, and he is actually supporting Bill Cassidy on a bipartisan take on this. Even Joe Manchin, a West Virginia Democrat, has suggested that he is also open to Social Security changes as long as they don't involve cuts to their program. Manchin told Fox, "I'm not going to discuss Social Security and Medicare for those people that are receiving and have been depending on it. But Social Security has come under increased scrutiny due to worries over how the program will be funded in the future. And according to Go Banking Rates, Social Security's Old Age and Survivors Insurance Trust Fund is just expected to run out of money as early as 2032. And when that happens, the program will be solely reliant on payroll taxes for funding, which might only cover about 75% of benefits." Lawmakers have put forth various proposals to address the problem. These typically involve some combo of raising the full retirement age, cutting benefits, or increasing payroll taxes. Senator King and Kennedy put forth two more ideas. One is to create a sovereign wealth fund that would be funded with $500 billion in borrowed money. If the fund fails to generate an 8% return, it will be cut. No more Social Security money for you. Another idea is to change the formula tax, and that's for Social Security benefits, from one based on a worker's average earnings to a formula-based one on the number of years spent working. Any of the ideas will require bipartisan support to make it into law, and the controlled House would actually need to approve the bill and will also take it to the Senate, where Democrats hold a razor-thin edge. Then President Biden will need to sign the bill into law, and everyone gets their free money that they need. The application for a 1-year guaranteed income program is actually available in Rochester, New York, and this is launching a pilot guaranteed basic income program for the households with an income of up to below 185%. The new program will select 300 individuals to receive the benefit, and the extra income is unconditional because according to the nation's program's website, there are no strings attached, no work requirements, and no restrictions on how money can be used. Only one member of the household can receive the money, and they must reside in certain areas of the city. Also, a guaranteed income program in Wisconsin will be issuing new payments worth $500 just to you in a few days.
Before this committee for confirmation as Inspector General, and I intend to support that. Let me turn to
$1,000 a year. It's 1/3 of the salary of a family making $45,000. I don't know how people can afford childcare. And meanwhile, childcare workers earn horrifically low wages and poor benefits. At a time when we have the highest rate of childhood poverty of any major country on earth, does this bill address the dysfunctionality of our child care system? No, not a word. And again, this is a reconciliation bill where we only need 50 votes to make these.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Here's your 4th stimulus check update and daily news report. In this video, I'll be bringing you up to date on the latest stimulus news and information, including what may happen if Biden's massive infrastructure bill is not passed soon. Everybody, I just hope our politicians in Congress pass a 4th stimulus bill. Our politicians have got to help out the good American people in this country. And if you folks agree with my message, then let's get this video to 1,000 likes.
Well, we had a good hour-and-a-half meeting with the President, the Vice President, and 2 Democratic leaders. Almost all of the discussion was about infrastructure, and I think I'm safe in saying there is certainly a bipartisan desire to get an outcome. Clearly, Senate Republicans are not interested in revisiting the 2017 tax bill. I think the President and the Vice President understand that.
Everybody, Democratic lawmakers are trying really hard to approve trillions of dollars in a new spending bill to tackle everything from education to housing and even clean energy. The federal government has struggled to quickly translate cash from Congress into actual shovels in the ground. Everybody, President Joe Biden still has to figure out how to spend the money on time, on budget, and with the intended impact. And depending on how all that goes, President Biden can finally restore faith in big government programs. A former Democratic congressman told NBC News, "The American people are asking one question and one question only. Will this infrastructure package work?" And advocates and outside experts say that the Biden administration is well positioned to route money through existing programs, boost state and local governments that have an existing backlog of infrastructure projects, and accelerate clean energy trends. But there are still a lot of details to fill in and many potential hurdles to overcome, even if the money is approved. Everybody plans to boost access to care for seniors, and disabled Americans could come